In this lesson, we'll finish up the fireplace. So now let's go ahead and work on this main body of the fireplace, and the first thing we'll do is kind of create this door in the front. And so to do that, I want to add resolution where I want to cut that door out. So I'm going to go ahead and select this edge, select the ring, let's go to connect, and I'm going to drop a line in there, basically wherever I want the top of the door to be, so maybe right about there. So you could also take this line and just move it up if you wanted to do that. And we'll do the same thing down here. Go ahead and select that ring, and then we'll place that where we want the bottom of the door to be. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and select the polygons, basically all those polygons that are going to make up the area where I want that door. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select all of these right in there. So that's basically where I want the door itself to be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just detach this under Edit Geometry. Detach this, and I'll go ahead and just detach it. So now we'll have our actual door here. And it's a little bit hard to see there. You can see there we've got our main body selected. There we've got our door selected. Alright, so now we need to actually add some detail to this door. I'm going to go ahead and isolate this. And so we want to add kind of a frame and then an inset for the glass. So we'll just grab all those polygons and let's do an inset, or edit polygons. Let's do an inset here. And we'll go ahead and bring that out to kind of the width of the frame that we want. Okay. We'll say OK to that. Let's now bevel this. Okay, I'm going to go by local normal. Take the height down to something negative. Okay. And increase the outline amount in the negative. So you get kind of an inside bevel there. So kind of something like that. Okay. And then you can come in, and if you wanted to inset that again, go ahead and inset that one more time. Alright. And now let's say we want to add some resolution across these edges, so if we smooth them, they're going to be kind of nice and tight. So we'll go ahead and select these edges, select the loop, and now let's go to chamfer. Go ahead and dial that amount down and go ahead and add 2 segments there. So basically you've got the same edge and then you've got one edge on either side of it. Okay, and maybe we can do the same thing down here as well. And kind of dial that down a bit. Alright, let's go ahead and take this edge, select the ring, and let's go ahead and add one more edge right to the outside. And now if we smooth this, these edges are going to be sharp, but let's look at what happens to the shape of the door. Okay, if we go down to, you can see it curves quite a bit here. So what we want to do is add a couple more lines right in here. So go ahead and select these edges, select the ring. Let's go ahead and drag an edge up against that corner. Okay, so something like that. Do the same thing over on this side. Let's select the ring, connect, and instead of -88, we'll go +88. Okay, and now we'll do the same thing going across the top and across the bottom as well. Okay, and then down here we'll do the same thing. This time we'll go back to a -88. Alright. So now when we go ahead and smooth this, you can see, if I turn off the edged faces, that we've got kind of a nice sharp door that's inset. We're in exit isolation mode here. Alright. Now there's no real thickness to this right now. So what I want to do is just select the door, if I can get that door selected there. There we go. And I'll just pull it out just slightly. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab the border. And let me just turn off the smooth so you can see this a little bit better. Go ahead and select the border right there. Okay. And now let's go ahead and shift, drag that back. And we'll do it just one time here to add a little bit of thickness or a little bit of sharpness to the edge. And then one more time we'll just drag that back into the main body. And now when we smooth this, we'll get a little bit of a lip there where it's sticking out. Alright, Now if we want to go ahead and add some detail to this guy, again we're just going to add some resolution in here. So select these edges. Let me select one of these edges, select the ring, and we'll add one right up here. Do the same thing here. This will go around the cap. Same thing. And down here we'll do the same sort of thing. So ring, connect, down there, and then at the bottom, again, same process. Now if we want to add a little bit of detail down here, we can do that as well. So we can select one of these edges, select the ring, add our line where we want that detail to start. Let's go ahead and add 2 and kind of pinch those together and move them down. Okay. And then what we can do is maybe take this loop and this loop and go ahead and select, hold on just a second, get those edges selected again. And we've got that selected, so I want to invert that selection. So I'll go ahead and go to Edit, select Invert. You can also hit Control-I, and that'll invert and select those. Okay, and I want to also deselect these polygons up there. And these polygons over here. Go ahead and hit Alt and deselect those. And that gives you your this polygon selection. Okay, so let's go ahead and now inset this just slightly. I'll do an extrude by local normal. Take that height down quite a bit. And I want to deselect also the ones on the bottom that I missed. Okay, so I'll go ahead and drag across there. Go to select, drag across there, holding down Alt. Okay, and get this selected eventually here. And I'm missing some back here, so I'll go ahead and reselect those. So anyway, once you finally have your selection, it would probably just be easier to go in and select those individually. Let's go ahead and just inset those. Pull those up. And go ahead and extrude that out. And I want to do by local normal, take the value down quite a bit. So you get something, just something real thin like that. Say OK, and then we'll inset that again. And then when we smooth that, you'll get something like that. So you got a little kind of a lip down there. And if you wanted to, you could kind of do the same thing up at the top. And now let's say we want to add kind of a little handle here. We can do that very quickly just by going to Create. Now let's go to Extended Primitives and create a chamfer box. This is kind of just a soft little box. And I want to turn on Auto Grid so I can actually draw it onto the geometry that we have here. So if I want to draw it right onto the door, I can go ahead and do that. Pull that up and pull that up. And so you can see that's actually drawn that right onto the door. So then if I need to tweak that, I can just come in and real quickly change that up a little bit. You can see I can drop it right onto the door, and I can scale it up and give it the right size that we want and so forth. Okay, real quick way to add something on top of another piece of geometry. Okay, now that I have the fireplace, you can go in and group that all together if you want to. I would come in and actually rotate this around a little bit as well. So you want to take the whole thing and just rotate it slightly. Okay, so it's kind of facing out from this corner. Alright, so now that we've got the fireplace built, let's go ahead and start on a couple of chairs that we can put around the fireplace. So we'll go ahead and start to do that in the next lesson.